All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Keith Bergman, Littleton Town Administrator. This is a twofer this morning. There are two groundbreaking ceremonies scheduled here on Russell Street. The next will be for the Alumni Field renovation project. But first off, we're going to do our MassDOT Complete Streets funding, which is a nearly $400,000 grant, which we're very excited about. It's going to give us a sidewalk on Russell Street, all the way from King Street, Route 2A, 110, all the way over to Route 119 and the Point. So it's been about 4 years of work for Complete Streets in Littleton. And it's a lot of work by a lot of folks here in our own community and our partners in state government and members of our town boards and staff and community members. And it all goes back to a MassWorks grant in 2011, which the Commonwealth gave a grant of $1.8 million for roadway improvements on 119, exit 31 on 495, for the development which became known as The Point, and our partnership with developer Sam Park, who is here today. Sam, we were able to undertake some $3 million worth of improvements for the Route 119 and The Point. And our agreement with Sam also included $65,000 donation for a Russell Street sidewalk. And as we've seen since then, there's an awful lot of activity on Russell Street from these schools and elsewhere over to The Point. And I can only say there's going to be a lot more activity once the movie theater is up by later this year. But in 2013, the Complete Streets policy started in earnest through the efforts of our newly established Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee. It was the Metropolitan Area Planning Council, MAPC, that brought us a grant opportunity, which our Elder and Human Services Director, Pamela Campbell, took advantage of. We established BPAC, the committee. They have been a great advocate for the Complete Streets policy, and BPAC, along with the Planning Board and the Board of Selectmen, were supportive of Littleton adopting a Complete Streets policy, which looks at making streets safe for all and for enhancing pedestrian improvements in particular. So the Board of Selectmen adopted the policy in December of 2013, and the Smart Growth America Complete Streets competition ranked Littleton's policy as number one of its kind in the nation for the year 2013. And our town meeting voters in 2015 accepted the state statute that authorized us to apply for MassDOT Complete Streets funding. That funding program was launched in 2016. The state approved our policy under Tier 1 of their program in February of 2016. A month later, we were awarded a grant of $43,000 at Tier 2 to develop a prioritization plan, and that plan had 15 projects which were developed through a lot of community outreach and input. We worked with Green International of Westford as our consultant on that plan. MassDOT approved our priority plan last September, and in November we first received word that we were getting a grant of $394,000 to fund the first 4 projects that were on our list. There was a grant award ceremony at the State House in February. We were joined there by our state legislators, Senator Jamie Eldridge, who is here with us today and is always a great supporter of what we're doing in Littleton. Also, State Rep Jim Arcero, who was here for a photo op briefly. He had commitments in Westford as well this morning, but we're delighted to have both Jamie and Jim here with us today. The Board of Selectmen awarded the contract for the work in April, and the contractor is J. Tropiano, Inc. of North Andover, who we're happy to have in town to do the work, which is commencing almost immediately, and we are hoping to have it completed by June 30. Also, the Board of Selectmen submitted yet another Tier 3 construction grant application for another $250,000 for the next 3 projects on our list, and we hope that it will be a long and cordial relationship between the town and MassDOT as we continue to do our complete streets improvements. So I want to welcome you all today. I want to introduce the folks that we have here with us from the Board of Selectmen. We have Chairman Chuck DeCoste and Vice Chairman Paul Glavey, Clerk Joe Knox, and our newest members Chase Gerbig and Cindy Napoli. This is a chance social gathering that all 5 are here. And I really appreciate the support. From MassDOT, we have Eileen Gunn and Donnie Daly, who are here with us. Thanks for joining us. Developer Sam Park, I mentioned before, and we are just grateful to have the partnership with Sam for all that he has done for us. Also want to mention as I did before, the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee for their work. The Planning Board as well for their support. Staff members that have been working on this. I want to recognize my Assistant Town Administrator Anthony Ansaldi, who has quickly become the jack of all trades here, and we're very happy to have him aboard, along with our DPW Director Chris Stoddard, Highway Superintendent Jim Clyde, Chief of Police Matt King, Fire Chief Scott Wazinski, Eldon Human Service Director Pam Campbell, and from the school department, Business Manager Steve Mark has been an integral part of our program and is in no small measure why there are so many school projects on our list of complete streets funded projects. So thank you all for your efforts. Next, I want to call on Senator Jamie Eldridge to say a few words to us. Jamie.
Well, good morning, everyone, and I'm really pleased to be here representing not only myself, but Representative Jim Arciero, who, as Keith mentioned, had to go to attend the Apple Blossom Parade in Westford. We're here right now to celebrate the kickoff, really, of complete streets being constructed in Littleton. But looking out in the crowd, I know that many people are here for Alumni Field as well, looking at the jerseys and the students here. And so just with respect to Alumni Field, I know we're going to do a separate celebration, I just want to congratulate and commend all the families, all the parents, all the residents of Littleton, because I know the efforts you have made over the past few years to get Alumni Field funded and now constructed and improved is really impressive. So I want to commend you on that. And on the complete streets front, I have really been a strong proponent of smart growth, and a lot of people sometimes ask, what is smart growth? Really, in the end, it's about getting back to the common sense idea that, people should be getting outside their homes, getting outside the car, finding as many opportunities to walking to school, walking to downtowns, getting out and exercising. And we've kind of moved away from that in the suburbs over the past few decades. The Complete Streets program, which I was proud to support in the transportation bond bill several years ago under Governor Patrick, set aside $50 million for complete streets. And I really want to commend Keith Bergman, the Littleton Board of Selectmen, the Littleton Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee for having the vision and leadership to be one of the first communities in Massachusetts to adopt the Complete Streets proposal to eventually get this funding that's going to create more sidewalks along Russell Street and really make sure that we're making sure that people have easier access to walking, for kids to walk to school, to get people out and exercising, and really making a point that smart growth needs to happen in each and every community. So I really want to thank Eileen Gunn and Donnie Daly from Mass DOT for being out here. Mass DOT has been very generous to the town of Littleton with a whole number of grants, as well as obviously the renovation of the Littleton train station. So that is something I really want to commend the Baker and Polito administration on. And just going back to the local level, I really do want to commend Littleton Town Administrator Keith Bergman for carrying out the vision of the Littleton Board of Selectmen and all the different town committees that make such a difference in a small town like Littleton, seeing through the vision to have celebrations like today for both Alumni Field, but also for Complete Streets. So congratulations, everyone, and I was proud to support this effort at the state level. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jamie. Next, I want to call upon Chairman of the Littleton Board of Selectmen, Chuck DeCoste. Chuck.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you. Thank you to Mass DOT, Senator Eldridge, Rep. Arciero, Keith, for all that you've done to help put together this day. Assistant Town Administrator Anthony Ansaldi. Keith referenced he was a jack of all trades, and he's just been running around taping together podiums and making sure we have easels and whatnot. So those efforts are very much appreciated, and I don't want them to be overlooked. As Senator Eldridge and Keith had mentioned, the Baker-Polito administration has played a key role, as well as our legislators. And locally here, the Board of Selectmen adopted the Complete Streets for Littleton in 2013. I think Keith got into most of the nuts and bolts of this, but the importance of the efforts that we make at that level, writing the grants, applying for the grants. There are a lot of towns that don't do it because it's a lot of work, and the work is paying off in Littleton, and we're seeing that when our kids can leave school here and walk down to the point and help out small business in our community, those are the kind of impacts that we want to make in town. So making the town more walkable, more bicycleable, I'm going with it. It's important to us, and it's been on our goals for a number of years. It's going to continue to be on our goals as a Board of Selectmen into the future, and we're going to continue to pursue all the projects that are on the list. The Senator mentioned the train station. We're looking at, on that list that we currently have, sidewalks along Foster Street. So there's a lot of work ahead of us, and the team that we have in place is really doing a good job of making that a reality. So thank you very much all for being out here. I'm going to keep my comments brief because a lot of you do look like you're ready for alumni. And yeah, it's a little bit cold. Ellen's getting cold, so I'm going to pass it back over to the MC, Mr. Bergman. Thank you all.
Thanks, Chuck. We're doing Complete Streets first because Alumni Field is a tough act to follow. So next I want to call on Eileen Gunn from the MassDOT Complete Streets program. And we are just delighted to welcome you to Littleton. Thank you.
It'll take me a minute. Thank you, Keith. So, Senator Eldridge did a great job explaining what complete streets are. I don't expect everyone here to understand what that term is. It's a very transportation-laden word, but what it really means is making communities safer, more accessible, increasing mobility for all modes of transportation, walking, biking, whether you're in a wheelchair, or improving even vehicle operations and safety. So Littleton has really embodied the whole objectives of the Complete Streets program, and not only are they held up as a national model for their policy, but they're held up in the Complete Streets program as the model community because of their policy and their commitment. As the people before me have said, this isn't an easy program. It's a competitive grant program. You have to pass a policy that scores well. You have to have a targeted strategic plan for 5 years of what your investments in Complete Streets in your community are. And Littleton was one of the first ones in the program to pass a policy and within 2 months get going on their strategic plan. So today is really about putting all of that into action, and they're about to build the sidewalks on Russell Street, They're putting in safer school crossing signs at Shaker Lane Elementary School. They're doing a new mid-block safer crossing at Shattuck Street, and then bike racks all over the community. So these are town-wide improvements. These kind of improvements really better the fabric of a community and people's ability to move around. So on behalf of Secretary Pollock and Administrator Tom Tinlin, I want to present them with their check for the improvements and congratulate them on their efforts. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Eileen. Thanks so much.
Thanks for handing that to yourself.
Thanks so much. We have our Finance Director, Bonnie, who can cash this before we leave. So our final part of this first program is the ceremonial groundbreaking, and we'll turn our attention towards the shovels and the hats and the pile of dirt, and we'll continue over there. Thanks very much for being with us this morning. Thank you all.